So it's almost been a week since Phantasmal Flames was released, and I wanted to do an update on where prices have moved, have they moved at all, and looking at Mega Evolution, sort of, looking at what may possibly happen with this set. Now I've been comparing, Phantasmal Flames a lot to Mega Evolution because they are pretty similar. First of all, obviously they're in the same era, the Mega Evolution era, but also the same being that they're both waived releases. So I just want to show you guys just some data here, what's gone on with Phantasmal Flame since release, and look at Mega Evolution. And I still believe the price drop is imminent. I really believe it's going to happen. And I just want to show you guys here the data. So hopefully you guys aren't buying at this price point thinking that this is like the floor pricing, because as you can see, Phantasmal Flames booster boxes remain pretty strong. You can see on release they were $302, and right now they are $300. So it's basically done nothing. It's been stable. So you may be like, okay, the prices really didn't drop at all. Is this maybe the floor pricing? I don't believe that's the case. So you can see one thing that has happened though is obviously, a major sales volume decrease since the day. So the day after, 135 boxes sold, then 78. And as of recording this, 38 boxes have sold, and this is being recorded in the evening. So I don't know how many boxes will sell for the rest of the day, but definitely a decrease in sales volume, since release, but that's kind of to be expected. But the biggest thing is that prices have not dropped at all. It's been very strong. Now looking at the cards though, you can see the total set value. This is the same as it was previously at around $1,800, which is pretty expensive, but is much cheaper than Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution is still more expensive by a long shot. Also, Mega Evolution has, a little bit of age to it. It's like a couple months old at this point. So, Phantasmal Flames, it's kind of expensive if you compare to Scarlet and Violet, but comparatively to Mega Evolution, it's not really. And also, it's worth noting that the concentration of value is to two cards, the Mega Charizard X SAR and the Mega Charizard X Mega Hyper Rare. So it's really only two cards that are worth anything. Other than that, all the other cards are worth like $50 and under. So you're really just chasing after two cards, because other than that, it is not worth really opening the set because there's no value anywhere else. So you look right now what's been happening to the prices of the top 5 cards, which I'm showing you guys here. It's been pretty much the exact same price. Mega Charizard X EX is still around $750. This is the same price that it was on release, so it hasn't dropped at all anymore. Obviously, I'm updating you guys kind of early here because in the next couple weeks prices may drop, which I wouldn't be surprised because a few days isn't really enough supply to really see what's going to happen with the market. Plus there's still a lot of hype. Usually if hype starts to die off with a set, you'll see some cracks showing after a few weeks, and especially after a month or so, you'll definitely see, okay, is the demand going to sustain, or will there be a lot more supply than demand? Because you got to remember also the set only has 5 SARs, so once demand really goes down for the Charizard, there's going to be an excess amount of supply by far because of just how little amount of SIRs there are in this set. Now for the Mega Hyper Rare Mega Charizard, it's about the same price as it was on release, maybe a little bit less. I believe it was in the maybe mid sixes. Now you can buy them for about 600, so I think it's dropped a little bit more. But yeah, this card still pretty expensive, but I think has dropped a tiny bit. Now looking at some of the other cards, they're pretty cheap. This was very expected. The Dawn is the third most expensive card, and it's going for about $50 to $60 or $55 to $60, so it's pretty cheap. The Mega Charizard X Full Art is going for pretty much the exact same price, around mid 50s, and the Mega Lopunny is going for about $43. So yeah, there's really no value in this set other than those two cards. So this whole set and its performance, especially in the short term, is heavily reliant on these two cards. Once these two cards, if they ever start dropping dramatically, let's say we get the second wave here, whenever that comes and the demand isn't really there for the Charizards, if these go down a lot, because they are still pretty expensive at $750 and around $600, you gotta imagine what's gonna happen to this total set value. It's gonna plummet. Now, just to show you guys evidence of this actually being a wave release, I just pulled up a couple of Facebook posts from local card stores showing here that wave 1 wave 1. So it is a wave release, so there will be more product coming at some point. Who knows when that's going to happen, but I just want to show you guys just some evidence here that it is a wave release, just like Mega Evolution. Now, moving on to Mega Evolution, what happened to the set after the second wave of product? Well, you can see it's pretty obvious what happened, right? You can see that prices dropped pretty dramatically from its peak of around $325 all the way down to $250 where it's at currently. And this is after the second wave of product. I'm not exactly sure if the wave release is the exact same split, because Mega Evolution was 60% supply on wave 1, 40% supply on wave 2. Not exactly sure it's the same formula this time, but assuming it is, I mean, look what happened to Mega Evolution. It dropped all the way down to $250, which Phantasmal Flames right now is $300. And when you look at Mega Evolution as a set, this is the biggest thing that you have to note here with Mega Evolution, that it dropped to $250, and it still is, and the total set value is almost double of Phantasmal Flames. And like I said, Mega Evolution, it came out a couple of months ago, so it's not like this is all just a hyped up new set that just came out a week ago like Phantasmal. This is a couple months old, so it's had time for prices to drop, which they have, because the total set value used to be a little bit more. It used to be around four grand. Now it's in the low threes, but it's still almost double as expensive as Phantasmal, and booster boxes got to $250. So you just gotta imagine what's gonna happen to Phantasmal as we get more supply, which is why I'm making this video. Prices are probably gonna go down quite a bit, and I think it's pretty obvious. But I want to make this video for y'all just to show you guys the data and what you see here with Mega Evolution and Phantasmal Flames. What is probably gonna happen to it? Maybe it's gonna go even lower, possibly. Now, looking at the cards for Mega Evolution, you can see that some cards have gone down quite a bit. You can see here, this at one point was 700, now it's 450. These cards have gone down quite a bit as well. You can see this other gold card, 600, all the way down to mid threes. Mega Gardevoir at one point was in the low threes, now it's in the lower twos. The Mega Lucario here at one point was low threes, now it's in the low twos. And the Mega Venusaur at one point was about low twos, now it's in the mid 100s. So you guys can just see the data for yourself. I'm still not buying Phantasmal, pretty obviously, because I'm showing you guys the data for Mega Evolution. Seriously, I don't think, if you look at this data, there's a huge argument to be made that Phantasmal is not going to get, any cheaper. I think many people that are buying right now, well, I guess you're going to see what happens when that second wave of product hits. And you do have to also, take into account Phantasmal Flames. We'll probably have a lot more fatigue with opening than Mega Evolution, just because there's literally only the Charizards to chase that's even worth anything. Mega Evolution has tons of chases that are in the hundreds of dollars. Unlike Phantasmal, it's concentrated to 2 cards. So you add all of these factors up, Phantasmal Flames, it's destined to go down in price. I know there's a whole meme that's always gone around in this whole bull market of the people that say just wait, but seriously, you got to understand this is a waved release. Like I showed you guys here, more supply will be coming, and when that happens, it may be when Phantasmal Flames isn't that popular and maybe hype has gone down, maybe the next set is a lot more hyped, and you may see prices drop pretty dramatically. And if prices do drop to $250, I mean, you would have already lost $50, which is what, like maybe 15% loss. It's really not worth it. You're not really gaining anything buying right now. Definitely it's been holding like relatively strong since release, but you got to be patient on this one. When you see the data and what's likely to happen, you don't want to buy too early, especially in this market. There's really no rush. So that's all I want to share in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.